All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hank Russell invitation. I appreciate everybody that's going to be joining me this Saturday for UFC Fight Night with Derek Lewis. But in the meantime, while we get you there, we're gonna warm you up with some actual up and comers and stuff like that. Tonight, my guest, I just got through meeting this young man briefly, and a mixed martial art he is. We're gonna get to know him in detail. Ladies and gentlemen, my main man, Mr. Dylan Conti. What's happening, man?
Just living life, with this downpour rain. It's like so depressing.
Where you living?
New York. It's so depressing.
New York City?
Nah, I'm in New Rochelle right now for school, but I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay. New Rochelle. Remind me of that. Remind me where that is.
It's like 10 minutes from the Bronx.
Okay. I've been to New York City one time, so
yeah.
That's not enough for me to get too familiar.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. So you're in college up there, or?
Yeah, I'm in culinary school.
Oh, fantastic! You got kind of that Italian kind of New Yorker type cook thing. Like, yeah, that's right. I'll make you the best meatballs ever, baby.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you
I
doing?
love it, man. Oh man, don't mind me. I got jokes. So, how long have you been doing mixed martial arts?
I've been doing mixed martial arts since I was 6. I ended up getting my black belt in Kempo karate, right? When I was 14, right before COVID started.
Okay.
Then I started doing jiu-jitsu, right? Now, with that story of me starting to do jiu-jitsu, right? There's a little bit of a background. Obviously, I got a fight coming up, July 26th, Critical Combat in Brooklyn, New York, right? But on that, there's a little bit of history with my opponent. We used to actually train together. And that's why I started doing jiu-jitsu. And I got into a little beef with my teachers and my instructors. So I left that gym, and I had a little bit of a rivalry going with them. And now they have a student that, has the cojones, at least for me to say, to actually step in the cage with me.
Right. And you can cuss. It's cool. But how old are you now then? You said you started when you're 6.
I'm 18.
You started young, that's for sure.
I'm almost 19.
See, guys your age, you grew up on this. And guys like me didn't discover it until we were like teenagers. See, but then again, this was the late 90s. I was a teenager in the late 90s. And the Ken Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz. Or no, not Ken Shamrock, excuse me. Frank Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz. But he ended up fighting Ken later. But so, it's been quite a journey, and to see guys like you actually grow up on it, it's actually kind of inspiring.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. My aspirations by the end of this year, I want to have a title, So me personally, I'm a huge WWE guy. So
Me too. Me too.
I got this, back in December, right?
Oh, yeah.
WWE Live,
Whoa!
I think it's right here. You can't really see it because it's in black Sharpie.
Yeah, I see it. I see it, the logo. Yeah,
Rollins signed it right on the logo. And
Seth Rollins it?
Yeah, you see it on my Instagram from like back in December. But speaking of that, I bought this in December, right?
Yeah.
So I want to win my own by December, and I have the opportunity if I win this fight. So
there you go. Hey man, look, I'm a huge wrestling fan too. I grew up I'm from Memphis. So I actually have a relationship with Jerry the King Lawler.
Ooh, I like Jerry the King.
Yeah, Jerry the King Lawler, so I have a kind of a business relationship with him, so to speak, or because I used to commentate for pro wrestling here years ago. And Brian Christopher, you probably heard of him, from Grandmaster Sexay from Too Cool or whatever that group was called. But it's before your time. But
I've heard of like the old school a little bit, so like I'm familiar a little bit, but like not too much.
Well, Ron the Truth Killings is also known as R-Truth. He's from around this area.
Yeah. If you don't know Ron the Truth Killings or R-Truth, and you watch WWE now, you're not a true WWE fan.
No, You know,
He's not a main card champ, but like
he's a legend.
he's just our truth. Like
I met him about 20 years ago, and good guy. Really cool dude. I was surprised. He was doing a local show, and this was in the late 90s. He was K Quick. Then in the mid 2000s, he was Ron the Truth Killings, and from what I hear, he's gone back to that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's good. He went back to Ron the Truth Killings, which I thought was his best time. But at the same time, the R-Truth that we've known the last several years has been very entertaining. So, yep, I grew up on wrestling too. I grew up on wrestling. I mean, I may be covering combat sports, but I grew up on pro wrestling. I would love to interview more wrestlers on this channel, but man, I'm good with it. I'm good with what I'm doing. So,
yeah, you're good at it too. So I mean,
hey, I appreciate that. I try. I've been doing it for a long time. I hope I'm a little bit okay at it. So culinary school. What kind of food do you want to cook?
So I actually have a job with Disney. I just landed it in February. I'm starting in August. End of August. I move into my dorm at Disney on my 19th birthday, and I'm going to be a line cook somewhere in Disney.
Talking about down in Florida?
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. I did. That's cool. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. So hey, that's quite a skill. So, and they'll tell you from there since you have experience in culinary or education in culinary, so to speak. So.
Yeah. I'm very excited. Actually, sad to leave and everything because I just got into a relationship. Starting on 4th of July and everything, but I gotta do what I gotta do for my career, and thankfully she supports it. She supports me fighting, so and I'm happy for it. That she actually supports what I do, and not a lot of people can say that they support someone. Going to fight MMA or pursuing professional wrestling, or completely leaving the state because mad chefs leave the state and everything wherever they start to go to another state because they get a better job. For example, I'm probably getting paid $30 an hour to work at Disney, and I get to live there. So I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, and thankfully she supports it. So shout out to her.
Yeah, no. At 18 years old, I wish I could have did that. And you could still train MMA down there. Is that the idea to train MMA or maybe pursue wrestling or something?
I want to train. I don't think I'm going to take any fights while I'm down there, honestly, because, for example, let's say I get hurt. I've heard from multiple people that if you're on crutches, they won't let you work. They won't even put you in the front of the house and let you sit down. Or even if you're in a walking boot, because I was just in a walking boot and everything for a week to recover my ankle before this fight. A couple weeks ago, before my last fight on June 28th. But just to lower the swelling and everything. Yeah, you even that. Obviously, if I break my hand, right? At least if I do it now, I have a month or so to recover.
Right.
But I mean, I've literally conditioned my hands to not feel pain. So if I break it, you're gonna see it.
I fought MMA until I got my job, and if you get hurt at the job, especially if you're there new, it ain't gonna fly. You recovering, your recovery or whatever, because you got hurt doing a combat sport. So I'm with you as far as kind of doing the mature thing and putting the career first, so to speak.
Yeah.
But other opportunities could open up. I mean, I've been doing radio broadcasting and stuff like that for a long time, on and off. And I thought I'd never do something like this. And when Millions called me, I was like, I'm down, because the hardest part is getting guests. And I love doing this. I want to be able to see certain guys while I do this, I want to be able to see younger fighters to where one day when I hear about them in the news, I'll be like, hey, I interviewed that guy one day and I did my part.
Yeah. I've seen that too and everything. Obviously, besides me getting interviewed on your show, I have my own podcast, and I've had a couple big guys, for example, Joe Skeletor Janetti and everything. Huge MMA guy that's a champion in cage science looking for. He was on Tough. He was in the finals of Tough.
Yeah, I'm
Which
familiar with him.
people who don't know what Tough is, it's basically Dana White's Contender Series and the House Tough. It's another show
Right.
that leads you into the UFC, and he's actually going for his LFA title.
Yeah.
Like going up to it and everything. You know, he's been on Karate Combat, Tough, LFA. You know, all these big shows. Like
Yeah.
it shows what my platform is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I, you know, I'm familiar with him. I've just never seen none of his fights. I just know him by the Tough Enough or the Ultimate Fighter, excuse me. So, and that's all I know him from. So, but what do you? So, you're promoting your fight, which is coming up in here soon, and you think that might be it for the time being?
I think I'm gonna fight this guy. Right? You know, there's actually beef. It's not like we just got matched up and you know we're fighting. Like we literally I went to this promotion, Critical Combat, and told them, "Yo, I want to fight. I want to fight him. Make the fight. Make it now." And they made the fight. It was supposed to originally be CJJ, which for anyone that doesn't know what that is, it's combat jujitsu.
Uh-huh.
Formerly as like army jujitsu, right?
Right.
Where you can like smack, you could like rough, basically. Like with normal jujitsu, it's basically just rolling. You know, it's like wrestling with submissions. But with combat jujitsu, I could smack, I could like rough crossface. I don't think I can elbow till it's like a professional level, till like we're both black belts basically. But like
okay.
you can get rough with it, you know. Like if they bleed, it don't stop. With normal jujitsu, if you bleed, it's like, oh, we're gonna stop it, you know, let him recover and then go, you know. But then he decided, you know, I'm not gonna take the fight unless it's MMA, and I'm like, you know what, I really don't want to fight MMA right now, but you know, I have a rivalry with you and I have beef with you, so you know, I'm gonna take it like a man, and you're gonna step in the cage with me, and we're gonna fight. Yes, my dad doesn't even know yet because he doesn't want me fighting. He thinks it's a bad idea for me to fight leading up to Disney.
Yeah.
But I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, like even I was having this conversation with my girlfriend and everything. You know, she said, "Listen, I support you through everything, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good idea for you to do this leading up to this. And if you do it, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna support you." My coach even said the same thing too. But this, all personal beef aside, I'm fighting him because I have beef. It's not because we both got matched up.
Well, where did this beef come from?
It's because, so originally my first ever, like, and it wasn't even sanctioned. It was a tournament that they held at the gym. There was like some white belt invitational after a month after I started. He was going there for like a year. Mm-hmm. And I was, I was born through wrestling and everything. That's how I got into the combat sports and everything. So we were wrestling and everything, you know, and I didn't realize I probably went to 3 grappling classes. And I gave up my back. You know, me being a wrestler, you know, doing like high school wrestling, giving up your back is no problem.
Sure.
Right? Being in referees is no problem. But in jiu-jitsu, you could get rear naked choked, you could get twisted, you could get gift wrapped, you could get all that stuff done. And I didn't know that because I wasn't advanced like I am now. It's been almost a year and a half, right? Almost a year to the date, actually. I think it was July 27th. I took my first grappling match, and this is why I left that school. Because they didn't want me to compete. They were trying to build me up to something that I didn't want to be, and they were trying to make me something that I wasn't. And in other words, they were making me into a douchebag. And I realized it because my mom was even saying it. My ex-girlfriend was saying it. Everyone around me was like, yo, you're changing for the wrong reasons, and you're literally turning into a douchebag. You either need to go to a new gym or you need to stop this. Because if you get your ego popped up, and yes, I have an inflated ego when it comes to fighting, the slightest bit, because I have anger issues. And, like, yes, that's not a good thing. But I've been into doing what I do for so long that I know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm still a white belt in jiu-jitsu, but I have so much of a striking ability that literally I've won so many sparring tournaments. Yeah, I'm 0-1 in MMA, 0-1 in kickboxing, but it's because I wasn't ready to fight kickboxing. I thought it was going to be more of like a karate setting. It wasn't. It was more of, and I also stunned my foot out from how hard I planted my leg after I kicked him, and I realized that going into my MMA fight that you can't plant hard. Jeez.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you know what that is? That's God. That's God talking to you right now.
Yeah,
He's saying,
that's God telling me shut up and just go with it.
This is the voice of God. Drop that ego and learn from your mistakes. Anyway.
but anyway, so let me. So, all right, I lost my train of thought. I make myself laugh sometimes, but so what is, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think how to explain it. You want to settle this beef with him, and once this is done, then you said you're not sure, but maybe it'll be win, lose, or draw. Do you feel like you'll be satisfied to get this out of your system?
I don't think it's gonna go to a loss. I think it's either gonna go to a decision win or decisive win, maybe a split, depending on how hard to get. But it's gonna go to either a decision or referee stoppage or knockout. I don't think I'm gonna sub him unless I catch him.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, yes, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. Not even the school branch that he goes to, because I don't respect anyone that goes there besides one person, to be honest. 10th Planet itself, in a general aspect, is a respectable jiu-jitsu place. With Eddie Bravo and all them. I respect 10th Planet as a general. I don't respect 10th Planet East Long Island because of what they've done. Their egos are through the roof. They have someone that, yes, was called the Adult Slayer because he would rip people's ankles and would literally shorten careers. Take people out of their jobs because he didn't give a fuck. And that's not what this sport's about. And that's what I'm trying to bring back into it. And he even said to me, yo, if you want to kickbox or settle our beef, let's do it. So we went to other promotions and everything because I didn't really know if I should ask Critical Combat for a match and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy Pat, he's not ready to fight me, so he sends one of his little lackeys and everything, Steven, to come fight me and everything that I had beef with. And to be honest, he's egotistical as fuck. Turned around and said, I've never subbed him. I've subbed both him and his brother in the training room. I don't care what he says because it's true, and he just wants to be an egotistical asshole, to be honest. And even his brother will tell you, his brother's nice as hell. Steven, complete douchebag, not even gonna lie. His brother has literally admitted that I've literally subbed him via armbar. So, I mean, not that I'm saying I'm not ready, because I'm ready for anything. Regardless, I know my coach Gage is in my corner always. I know my girlfriend Nicole is always in my corner, whether I'm fighting, whether I'm cooking, whether, I'm doing what I want. She's always in my corner. Videoing the stupid flip shit that I want to do on 4th of July and everything, basically doing a shooting star into my friend's pool, me being an agile heavyweight, I can do that. Also, the fact that my dad supports me with everything. Yes, he's scared to see me get hurt, but he knows that I know what I'm doing, that I could go in there and kick ass and not get knocked out. But yeah.
So you fight a heavyweight?
Yeah, so this fight's at cruiser heavyweight. So it's basically 225. It's not full heavyweight. It's like the light, basically right over light heavyweight.
How tall are you?
5'8", 5'9".
That'll work. Hey,
I'm like a Mike Tyson heavyweight. I'm a tank, literally. My coach, Kristen Harris, literally calls me a tank.
All right.
I'm that built but I have strong, my knuckles hurt when I connect. My gloves that I have that I wore in my last fight, I think they were 3 or 4 ounces. And every time I talked to the guy that I fought after, who's actually fighting on the same card as me. Shout out to him. We're actually cool friends now and everything. We staged beef, not stage beef, but WWE promos and everything. But now I can't do that and everything because Steven's a dickhead and he wants to be an asshole. But he's cool and everything. But he literally told me, "Yo, your kicks are powerful as hell. Yo, when you landed, it hurt. I landed a Superman punch, which is also on Millions too. I landed a Superman punch on him." And it connected right on his jaw, and he stumbled back.
Are we friends on Instagram yet?
Yes, I think we are.
Okay, because I know I just got this call for this interview a couple hours ago. I didn't know we were friends. I need you to send me some of this stuff. So that's cool because I want to see this. And I'm about to wrap up with you, but let me ask you, where can guys like me see your upcoming fight?
This is a newer promotion to me, honestly. But
Okay.
if you look on Instagram, they're called Critical Combat. Hold on, I'm gonna look
Okay.
on my Critical Combat. I know it's on Kick, because one of the parcel promoters, like one of the partnerships and everything, is multiple rappers like Waka Flocka or Bobby Shmurda. So he has like a
Mhm.
Kick page. It's gonna be on his YouTube. Specifically my fight, I might have my girlfriend stream it on my TikTok or stream it on my Instagram.
Mhm.
But regardless, I'm gonna post it after. Like I'm not scared for people to see my fight tape and everything. Just know I got knockout power in my hands. Like I have an iron jaw. Literally, the only reason why, if you look on my record, I have a TKO on my record was because I stumbled back and the ref called it off because I shocked my leg through because of how hard I planted. He didn't really connect on me,
No,
honestly.
I get it. I get it. Things happen. I mean, Randy Couture, when he got knocked out by Chuck Liddell the third time, it was basically because of a slip, and then Chuck, basically caught him and then finished it.
Yeah.
So it
And
happened.
also, no disrespect to Frank because he's actually my best training partner because we basically did it as like a training partner exhibition so we could get more cage time and everything before I
Okay.
stepped in there for MMA. But me and Frank are literally the two tanks in the gym. He cut down from like 260 to 185, and we're both like tanking each other, and we always get the best rounds with each other.
Okay. Well, that's good, man. I mean, I like the confidence. I'm glad to see that you're going to be, at least going for, the finish. I'm glad to see you're a wrestling fan. If you ever want to do this again, hit me up.
Definitely.
Definitely, man. And just keep me posted and we'll talk. I'd like to see that Superman punch you were talking about.
I'll send it
And
to you 100%.
please do, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been nothing but a pleasure talking to this guy. And, next time we talk, at least I know that him both are pro wrestling fans as well. So that's cool. That's a very rare thing when I talk to fighters on here. Until next time, this has been the Hank Russell Invitation. Y'all have a pleasant evening.